I am very, 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 very upset with our education system in the United States. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel because I'm about to just break this thing down all the way real. Also, um, I was called the N-word like 78 times in the video by someone that said that they used to be a PDF, a pedophile. And he was calling someone who was half black a woman, a bitch on camera. And the person that said that he is no longer allowed to be on his channel allowed him on and allowed that to happen. So I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm just saying all media is not good media, and watch out for yourselves, and people will show exactly who they are. Enough of that. I want to get into this. The American education system. Everyone knows that I have about 18, 19 playlists on my channel. First Amendment audits, car crashes, on-scene reporting, interviews, my pugs, Princess and Lovely, my daughter has things, the gig economy from Uber Eats, DoorDash, Walmart Spark, Hollywood gig news, you name it, I have it. I have things in a hip hop realm where I've interviewed Snoopy Badass, and I'm the person that has went out and cleared his name about the In-N-Out situation when they said he was lying. I even had young Aunt Hefe respond to one of my videos when I was just trying to troll him because I knew he was going to, because he was buzzing. He came out buzzing, and I want to see, you know, where he really was. I respect the dude, respect this channel, respect everything. But at that point in time, I went ahead to see if he was going to respond to me, and he did. ODM Slim, another dude in the hip hop realm. All of that other stuff. Nature, wild animals. I have a playlist for everything. Car accidents, altercations, fights. I have a playlist for everything. But what I'm going to talk about right now is the United States education system sucks. Now, I just got done watching, what's up, yup? Tyrant Terminator audits. One of my favorite. Go ahead and check them out. Check out Long Island audits. Check out Audit the Audit. Check out We the People. Check out Am Against the Press. Check out San Fernando Valley Audit. Check out, there's many of these channels that I watch, and I watch them. And I go out and do my thing too. I was watching, and Audit Everything. This dude is hilarious. Audit Everything. He is hilarious. Now, here is my thing. Remember when we grew up, we were watching Conjunction Junction, What's Your Function, working on airplanes, and you guys all know what it was, right? They put everything in there, the preamble, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. You learn these things going through elementary school, okay? You learn these things. Not to mention, each level from elementary school, or what some people may say elementary, you go to junior high school or intermediate school, right? You go through U.S. history. You go through all of this stuff, right? To where you go through world history. You learn about the Constitution of the United States, right? You get to high school and you start to go through U.S. government, and where you actually break down the Constitution. So when we see these First Amendment auditors go in They say it's illegal. You cannot taught since you were a little kid. My thing is this: where is the education? Education, people. Like Martin told my man, education. If you learned the preamble, the Bill of Rights, and everything, and you know your First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, we went through everything. Why are you guys being Karens and saying you cannot do this? What is the purpose of you doing that? For instance, there's an auditor who went to a school board, public school board. The superintendent of the school board said that the auditor was being illegal and called the police. How are you going to be the superintendent of the whole school district and then say it's illegal for you to exercise your First Amendment right? Freedom of speech, freedom of press, everything else that goes into that. Then you go ahead and you call the police so they can go ahead and violate your Fourth Amendment and try to, first of all, identify you, and then try to search you, and then try to take you to jail. You go there, you get released with nothing. How are you going to be the superintendent of the school district and say that someone exercising their rights, that you are in charge? That means you are in school, the junior highs, the elementary school. You are in charge of the curriculum. You approve the curriculum that the teachers are giving the students and are educating the students. But you call the police on someone exercising a right that you teach in your school. Now, I'm not the smartest man in the world. I'm not the smartest man in the world. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't know all the science. I don't know all the science. I know some science of the table of contents, which go into your metals and everything. I know some of geometry and things like that. I'm not an expert in all that. I love animals. I love animals. I love animals and I love people. I'm an expert at that. But I don't know everything. But what I do know is that they put you in front of teachers to where you have to take notes, take quizzes, take tests to pass, to graduate, for them to say that you know everything. But when you actually go and exercise what they taught you, they say you're wrong. Can someone please explain this? When I saw the superintendent of the school district call the police on a First Amendment auditor, I was like, this makes no sense at all. All right, first of all, you got to understand, where did you get your college degree? I'm pretty sure that college is ashamed of you. Then you get these police officers who, check this out, they went through the same school you went through. A lot of them were picked on. They go through boot camp and training, and then they become cops, and then they forget everything. You ever see them cartoons when the little birdies are flying around the head after they get hit in the head? Remember Tom and Jerry? Remember when Tom would hit, what was his name? Butch? He would hit Butch to knock Butch out so he can go chase Jerry, right? He would get the little birdies flying around. How come the little birdies come flying around? And how come you send your kids to the schools to get educated, and when they pass their test, you say, my kid is a straight A student? But if your student and your child goes and educates themselves to exercise their rights. Your kid's now stupid? A lot of these kids challenge the teachers in school, right? A lot of these kids end up taking the bar exam. A lot of these people end up being public defenders to help people out. So I guess all of them are stupid, but then they want to put you in jail for dumb shit, right? Because they want to take away all of your rights. They want to take away all of your rights. Your right to travel. We have the right to travel as horse and carriage. As long as you're not doing anything that, as far as what they say is for a corporation and making money, you have the right to travel anywhere you want to. Registration is a tax. You don't even have to pay that shit. But you have to know how to articulate that when you go to court. And if you don't, you'll fail. We are not allowing police officers to kick in our doors with no warrants or anything, and then they say, well, we have the right to. No, you don't. A lot of people will just let them in. Just let them in. Just let them in. We have the right to bear arms. We have the right to free speech and free protest, which means that I can hold up any sign I want to and use any word like fuck, this, that, shit, or whatever, as long as I am articulating it in the way on how I can deliver it. It's a-okay. If they can allow the Klan and the skinheads to march down the street and say F niggers, how come I can't just go out there and just publicly protest freely? I watch the Persians and everyone in Orange County protesting freely, walking down the streets with the flags and everything. No one says nothing. But let me go out there and say, I don't support Black Lives Matter. I'm not one of them. Black Lives Matter was funded by a group of people who don't like black people. So I don't support Black Lives Matter. But let's just say I went out there and said, hey, I support black people and Black Lives Matter. And I'll tell you why. And if I give you facts, someone will call the police on me and say that I am out here causing a disturbance. There is no disturbance there. That comes from Karens and Kens. Karens and Kens. I'm not bringing in no soldiers to hide in my house who are trying to do these terroristic acts. I'm not doing this and that. I am violating nothing. I am working under the Constitution that we all pledged allegiance to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I'm not even going to go into the rest of it because it just makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. Because we pledge something. FBI, ATF, CIA, police officers, military, everyone has to pledge their allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America. But when you exercise exactly what you are trying to exercise, they call the police on you. Go to a library. Go to a library. Have your film out there. Go film peacefully. All I want to do is just say, hey, this is a nice library. Man, it looks excellent in here. Nice water fountains, all this. You can't be doing this. It's against the law. But you as a librarian, you were like the smartest kid in the class. You got straight A's on all of your English tests, and you were good in taking notes, and you were good in government. But somehow you forgot all of that. If you guys look at my community posts, I've been putting up stuff left and right. left and right. You got to understand what's going on. Muhammad Ali just said that, hey, why is Jesus pictured white? But in the Bible, it says that his skin was bronze. They hid him in public amongst people who he looked like. His eyes were red because he drank wine. His hair was like wool. Muhammad Ali said, well, why is angels' cake white and why is devil's cake black? Why is it called black male and not white male? See, now people say that Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time because he spoke politically and he used his freedom of speech. But when anybody else does it, if you ain't making millions, it don't matter. You can go and have a gun, walk through Texas. Everybody got guns. In Florida, they call the police on you for having a gun when it says clearly in the law that while hunting and gathering and traveling, you can carry a weapon. You can go to Arizona, gun on the waist, gun on the waist, gun on the waist, gun on the waist. Right there. We have a Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. I'll tell you this, every cowboy movie you guys seen, I'm talking about even the TV show from Gunsmoke to Bonanza to the Magnificent Seven, 1 and 2, and the remake, to all of them, they all carry guns, right? They all go from Colorado Springs, San Bernardino, Riverside, Orange County. They do all that, right? You got a right to bear arms. But then they want to take them away from us. The Constitution and the education on which they are teaching our children and everyone else out there is flawed. Dramatically. Dramatically. Police officers make up false things to go throw you in because it's a money system. It's a money system. It's stupid. How the hell are you going to preach the Constitution and not stand by it? Now watch this. If you guys watch Canada, you guys go over to England, London, the UK, their Constitution is pretty much the same as what ours is. Only thing different is they got the Parliament, we got the Congress. It's all the same shit. It's all the same shit. We got people all over the world exercising their rights for their constitutions. And they're going to jail and they're making money off of all of us. The education system needs to be changed. Some people say, hey, I send my kids to private school. Well, if you send your kid to private school, you're still sending them to the same place to where they still got to learn the same Constitution. You know the show, Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader? Conjunction, junction, what's your function? They even put working on airplanes and trains and everything because they knew that some people are not going to pay attention to all this. They go ahead and go be engineers, work and do things like this. It's a shame. It is a shame. A lot of people say that I am a racist black dude. I'm not. I'm pro-black. I'm pro-Mexican. You know why? My wife is Mexican, Peruvian, and Italian. I'm pro-Mexican. I am pro whatever you are, and you should be too. And when you guys decide to come to America and you guys have to pass that test to be U.S. citizens, and they teach you the Constitution of the United States of America, be proud to say, I know it, and I'll stand by it. Be pro who you are. I'm not a racist. I'm just pro. I'm just pro. If I see a bunch of black kids outside not getting no water and no milk, but I see a bunch of, let's just call them green trees. All the green trees out there are getting milk and water. Why am I not going to feel something about the people who look like me? Why am I not? Why am I not? I love God. I love God. I love religion. A lot of you guys don't know that devil is diva, and it translates into every single religion out there, and they have them all. Don't you know that all religions teach you the same thing? Religion teaches you the Constitution and tells you what you should stand up for, and are you willing to die for it? Remember, everything was Pangea before everything broke up. Everything was hit by the sun and everybody was dark as hell. Unless you were Viking and shit and you were way up, you know what I'm saying? And unless you were Eskimo or Asian, you were way over there. But everything was dark. Skin color was bronze. Native Americans, why are they brown? Why are Mexicans brown? Why are people in South America brown? Why? Why does Africa have the world's most resources of all time? And why do they try to take it from? Now, when I say us, I just mean people of color. They rip the Constitution away from all of them. Look at how many people in the continent of Africa who have tried to bring a constitution similar to the United States and all the red, white, and blue countries. Look at how many of them have been assassinated by the CIA and other countries alongside of all of them. You know why? Because of the unity, the strength, and everything. They don't want Constitution to be a part of anything. This is freedom of speech, freedom of press. I'm Hot Facts with Robert Reese, and I will not digress. I am very upset with what I see. I am very upset of the political scheme. Very upset. A lot of people don't know about what I really stand for and what I believe in. Well, I hope you guys are listening to it now. Whoever has ever came at me in any way, I address them publicly and straight to their face. That's what I do. Some people don't like me because of my words. Some people don't like me because of what I speak and what I stand for. Do I care? No. Do I appreciate you watching me? Yes. Because you know why? You are listening to me. We have to change things in this world. And it's a sad thing that we have kids and we have to teach these kids to learn these things and do these things, and hopefully they do it and then they transfer it on to their next offspring and everything else. It's called humanity, and if we don't believe in the religious constitution that translates into the constitution of where you live, what else do we have? You don't have anything. I don't care if you are Methodist. I don't care if you are a Seventh-day Adventist. I don't care if you believe in Jebediah and you are a Mormon. I don't care if you are Amish. I don't care if you are Pentecostal. I don't care if you are Muslim. I don't care. You believe in God. There's places out there where we cannot even go. But guess what they have and we don't? The unity, and they follow their constitution of what they believe in. And anyone that goes against the Constitution for where they live, they go ahead and discipline them. You should not discipline anyone for believing in the Constitution. If I have to pledge before I start school and go read books and write 1,000-word essays, term papers, and do everything else, why can't I publicly just go out there and say it freely? What's wrong with these people? They don't want to see anyone that's educated. At any point, at any form, at any level. KRS once said, educate yourselves, make your worldview bigger, visualize wealth, and put yourselves in the picture. No, he didn't say rich. He said wealth. What does wealth mean? Wealth means this. Everyone I am involved with, as far as my family and everything else, the wealth that we have, we are going to make it, and it's going to be great for us. It doesn't mean rich. It doesn't mean money. But when you go through this United States system, the world system, they want to make everything and do. I don't mean you're smart. Constitution when it comes to money. We need to change the education system. We need more community building. We need more community upbringing. We need all of that. Whoever else don't like this, oh the fuck well. I guess you guys never just thought about life in general. You guys go and do live streams and talk about dumb shit. Like, hey, well, there's a guy named Thunder out there and he puts things out there that make sense when I say things, and guess what? There's a guy that is he just goes out there and calls people bad names and does this stuff, and it's all good, and we get people that go reverse in parking lots instead of driving the correct way and run into postal carriers and then blame it all on them and try to extort them. What about saying, hey, let's drive in the correct way, because maybe you would have seen the postal truck back out and you would have stopped. How about this? How many of you guys actually do like the outside? Look at birds, look at crows, look at pigeons, look at insects. How many of you guys actually pay attention to wildlife and see that the animals actually carry themselves better than what we do as people that can speak? Why is it that a wolf pack can maintain and survive and everyone knows what's going on? Why is it that a family of bonobos or chimpanzees or gorillas can maintain and do their thing? Why is it that ants are the smallest things out there, but if they were like 6 inches long, they will take over the whole world? Why is it that every single species out there can follow rules and constitution of what they have, but we can't? Why is that? Just think about that. Just think about that. They taught a chimpanzee how to smoke cigarettes, and he died early. Just think about that. Why did Jane Goodall, one of the world's most greatest conservationists ever of all time, why were they trying to kill her for so long? Because she was speaking about humanity. Why were they trying to get rid of Gandhi? Why did they go ahead and get rid of Martin Luther King? Why did they go ahead and get rid of Malcolm X? Because he saw that if I travel abroad, I'm going to see that people think this the same as me and they're different colors. I can go and teach this to everyone out there, and we can actually live and prosper, live in prosperity. Why do you think that when someone goes out there and speaks, they go out there to try to off them? Watch this. Why do you think they let Kanye West put on an all-black Klan suit and they don't off him? You know why? He's worth $2.7 billion. He's part of the money constitution. Why do you think they offered LeBron James $15 million while he was in high school for a shoe contract, knowing damn well if you take that thing, you cannot go to college? They told him that college is not for you. We gonna give you the money lane. You don't need to learn the Constitution. It don't matter. There's sacrifices out there also. Kobe won an Oscar. Kobe went straight from the NBA from high school. Kobe died early. Kobe died early. The body armor water. That's Kobe shit. That's Kobe shit. That's Kobe shit. You wonder why the people start doing this stuff in their videos? Jay-Z and all them. Black cards and everything else. They got all that money. He sold crack and everything, and they know everything about what he did. Because the Constitution don't matter. It's all about the money. It's all about the money, y'all. Remember that song? It's all about the money. They don't want you to know about your Constitution. As long as you worship money, your rights don't matter. You're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Anybody else who don't agree, I don't get